1-2. Check 1-1-1-1-1. This all right. 1-1-1-1-1. And the game has started in a lovely way thus far. Stephen Taylor, he's the not-out batsman. With him is Sadiq Bolt, who just joined him. He's only faced 2 balls so far. Bowler. Doing battle here is Stephen Taylor and Bernard Leverage, the lanky fast bowler who made his name just last season away from the Courtney Walsh end to bowl to Bolt, who's turning this one into the onside, and the man at square leg comes across very quickly and sends a throw in. Bolt had to scamper, and he's finally off the mark, that being his 6th delivery. Here is Leverage to bowl to Stephen Taylor, and Taylor is forward. That one, he had to come down very quickly on it. Excellent delivery by Leverage. It came back at the left-hander, and it was zeroed in at the Midland leg stump. He had to come down very quickly on it. A stifled appeal there by the fast bowler. Paul Watson, Damien Jacobs, Christopher Lamont. And there's a loud appeal for Corbian, and he's gone. I spoke about it earlier. Wicket keeper Chin, is it? He has taken a delightful catch. That ball hit the glove. It was going high and away to his right. And the wicketkeeper, he leapt about 3 feet off the ground. And he took a stunning catch, one-handed, to his right. Now that is what real championships are made of. Excellent stuff by the wicketkeeper. And Leverage has his first wicket. In your drive, why didn't you drive it? Turns this one and he's out. Is he out? There's an appeal, and they have the fielders. They seem very excited. They seemed as though they had him. The man under the bat, he got up very quickly. He claimed the catch. The umpire was very quick in saying not out. An excellent decision by umpire Elsa Mitchell. Right arm over the wicket to bowl to Sadiq Bolt. This one is short. It's in the air. Will he be out? The catch is taken. They go for the appeal, and he's out. Sadiq Bolt is out caught at gully. A short delivery. He couldn't get out of the way. And he only succeeded in spooning the ball up. And the man at gully came in and took a very simple catch. And Melbourne, they're in tatters here. 68 for the loss of 5 wickets. Bolt doesn't seem happy with the decision, but he has to go to bowl to Javel Glenn around the wicket this time. And Glenn is forward, turn this one into the offside. This could be a run-out chance. Leverage comes across, sends the throw in, is wide and high and wide, and gives Glenn an opportunity to get back. It seems as though Leverage was sleeping. More pressure on Glenn. The man has been added to second slip. And Glenn is forward and pushing this one into the offside. And the man on the boundary, cover boundary, comes off and they get a single in his very first over. Here he is. And Nepal is turned this one into the path of the man under the bat. It seemed as though it may have been an opportunity for a catch. At 12:30. Here is Leverage to bowl to Glenn, who's turning this one down to the fine leg region. They go through, they scamper through for a single. Throw comes in to the wicket keeper. And the score now goes to 70 for the loss of 5 wickets. To bowl to Watson. And Watson is edging this one through the vacant third slip region, and it goes down to the fence for 4. That delivery, it seemed as though it was back of a length. It seemed away from Nepal Watson. He followed it, but he played it with soft hands, got on top of the bounce, and steered it through the vacant third slip region. And that brings up a much-needed boundary for the Melbourne team. Here is Palmer to bowl to the left-handed Glenn, who's hitting this one. It's in the air. Will the man at point be able to reach it? No, he won't. And they go through for the single. Whoa, now that ball was pitched just outside the off stump. It spun away from Glenn. It seemed as though Glenn wanted to go over the man at short cover of all the Melbourne batsmen that he's seen so far. Here he is. Back of a length and beaten outside the off stump. That one went through with the arm. Nepal was looking for the ball to spin back into him. It went through with the arm. Here is Palmer. Wily off spinner. Flighty delivery in the air. Hitting this one is Watson. And it goes down to the man at deep mid wicket who comes off the fence. Renard Leverage and sends a strong throw in. One bounce to the wicket keeper. And the score now moves to 76 for the loss of 5 wickets. The Melbourne to bowl to the right-handed Nepal Watson. This one down the leg side. Cottrell seeming to try and get the ball to come back at the right-hander. Fast bowlers. Here is Cottrell. And beaten is Watson. Looking for the big booming drive. That ball came back at him. And it went between bat and pad. Top of his mark. Comes in. Bowls to Watson. And Watson's driving in the air. And that's 4 runs. You saw that coming. That ball was pitched up. Cottrell was trying to get it to come back into the right-hander. But it was too full in length. And he hit it in the air. It was airbound for a little. But it was way past the man who was at cover at short mid-on. Here's Cottrell. And Watson is beaten outside the off stump. That ball pitched just outside the off stump and went away with the arm straight through to wicketkeeper Chang. And Cottrell in his 4th over. And is edging. Is he? Yes. Nepal Watson goes caught behind. There was a delivery. Pitched on the line of the off stump. Back of a length. Nepal Watson fished at it, and he only succeeded in giving a very simple catch to wicketkeeper Chang. And Melbourne Cricket Club, they're in further tatters here at 80 for the loss of 6 wickets. This captain here, Damon Gray, he's led the Jamaica Defence Force for a number of years. So he has a lot of experience. He has a very experienced bunch of guys. He's bowled him. Javel Glenn is bowled him off stump. That ball was pitched on the line of the off stump. Glenn thought it was going to spin away. It went on with the arm and clipped the top of the off stump. And Melbourne, they've lost their 7th wicket. Damien Jacobs is not happy with that non-shot from Javel Glenn. And Melbourne, my oh my oh my, they have it all to do here. Javel Glenn bowled by Joseph Palmer, who picks up his 3rd wicket here. And it's 80 for the loss of 7 wickets. He doesn't get worked up very easily. Here he is, turning this one down. The man at point comes across, Sheldon Control, the throw comes in. And there's run out opportunity there. Damien Jacobs, he called for the single. He was out of the blocks like a flash. The throw came in very quickly from Sheldon Cottrell. It went to his left, his stronger side. He went down very quickly and sent the throw in very sharply. And if that had hit, umpire Christopher Taylor would have had to make a decision. And one believes that decision would have been out to do badly against the captain of Melbourne. And this one beats him outside the off stump. Excellent delivery. That ball pitched on the line of the off stump. And it went right through to the wicketkeeper. It's a very critical time now for Melbourne. One believes this may be the last line of defense. Here is Cottrell. And he's bowled. What an exquisite delivery from Sheldon Cottrell. What an exceptional piece of work by the captain. That delivery was veered into the off stump. It was Yorker length delivery. Nikita Miller, he could not come down in time. That ball, I'm sure, must have been about high 80s, close to 90 kilometers. But it really, miles per hour, but it really soared in at that off stump. And it hit it with such fierceness. The bails flew all the way down to the man at 3rd slip. And Melbourne, they are now really and truly in the doghouse here at SABINA Park of local cricket. Here he is, looking to turn this one behind square. And he does so. It goes down to the man at fine leg. And they go through for the single. One believes maybe that was the plan of his mark. He's a soldier. He will soldier on. Here he is. And Jacobs is turning this one into the onside. They go through for one. They think about the second. The man at mid-wicket goes across and sends a very weak throw back in, but nonetheless, it gets back in, and they get the 2 runs. The score now moves to 84 for the loss of 8. Cottrell, as he comes away from us now, to bowl to Jacobs, and Jacobs is turning this one into the offside. They go through for the single, and the man at point fumbles, and they get it easily. 1 delivery to go in this over. The final over, final ball in this over. And down the leg side, he was aiming for that ball on the stumps. He missed it totally. And Lamont survives. And at the end of over number 26, at the end of it, Melbourne, here in the 2017 JCA Senior Cup Finals, they are 85 for the loss of 8 wickets to his liking. Here he is to bowl to Jacobs, who's turning this one down to the man at fine leg. So and the score now moves to 86 for the loss of 8. I'm still not batting 5 deliveries from Josephs. I'm thinking he must have been okay. This one is in the air, and Lamont goes. A flight to delivery from Joseph Palmer. Lamont tried to clear the man at mid-off, and that shows his inexperience of playing here at SABINA Park. When you're trying to hit down to the George Headley end, once you go aerial, you have to hit it cleanly. because there's a very strong breeze here at this time, it's very difficult to clear the boundary ropes. He only succeeded in spooning a catch up to Renard Leverage, who ran back and take a very good catch, a comfortable catch, one would think, over his shoulders, going towards the boundary. And Melbourne, they've lost their 9th wicket here with 85 runs on the board, 86 runs, sorry, on the board. And he has picked up his 4th wicket. This ball is whipped into the onside. The throw comes in at Joseph, and again, I still can't understand what is the reasoning, what is the logic behind what is happening here. Here is Joseph Palmer to bowl to Jacobs, who's driving outside the off stump. That ball didn't spin. It went through with the arm, and it went through to the wicketkeeper Chang. And here is Palmer. And again, this ball, a big swipe from Damien Jacobs. He misses totally. And one would want to believe that soon and very soon, Melbourne batting is going to meet the king. A fine leg region. He's now been placed to deep backward square. Here is Palmer. And a reverse sweep played by Damien Jacobs. They go through for 1. They come back for the 2nd. And they'll think about the 3rd. Will they come back for it? Yes, they will. They get the 3rd run. And that is excellent work from Damien Jacobs. He realized very quickly that the man, Sheldon Cottrell, was moved from the point region. He went into the reverse sweep, played it extremely well. It didn't hit the boundary ropes. It stopped just in front of the boundary. And they went through for 3, which brings him onto strike to face Sheldon Cottrell in the next over. And the score now moves to 89 for the loss of 9 wickets. We'll confirm his name. But nonetheless, Cottrell has taken a rest. And Jacobs looking to hit this one down the ground. There's an appeal for stumping. Not out, says the umpire. And the score stays on 89 for the loss of 9. Jacobs has now started to look to find the boundary ropes. There's nobody at deep mid wicket. There's a man at long off, long on. Here is Brown. This ball is scooped behind square from Jacobs. They go through for 1. They come back for the 2nd. The number 11, Mackenzie, making a slight adjustment. Shamari Brown is the left arm spinner. Here he is to bowl to Jacobs. Jacobs is hitting this one into the vacant mid-wicket region, and it hits the boundary about now, and that's 4 runs. I think this is the only time I'm seeing where there is a little bit of confusion in what the captain of the JDF team needs. Certainly wouldn't want to give him all of Joseph Palmer's over to face. And this one is missed by Jacobs. And that's the end of the over. At the end of it, the score is 95 for the loss of 9 wickets here at SABINA Park. Here is Joseph Palmer. Flighty delivery, and this one is down the ground, and this will be 6 runs. A clean strike by the tail ender, Ronaldo Mackenzie. And that brings Melbourne to 101. So, Ronaldo Mackenzie plays a clean hit, straight as an arrow, and it hit the side screen. Here he is to bowl, and this one is beaten outside the off stump, and Mackenzie was late on that one. Here is Gray, flighty delivery. Jacobs driving this one down the ground to the man at long off. They go through for the single this time. So Mackenzie will have only 2 deliveries to face. This one is whipped into the onside, and they go through for the single. I think they're very comfortable now with, after seeing what happened the last over, I think they're comfortable with allowing Rolando Mackenzie to face Joseph Palmer. The plan is, I think they're giving a little bit too much respect to Mackenzie, and Mackenzie is driving this one in the air. Will he be caught? Yes! That's the end of the innings for Melbourne. Melbourne innings closes at 103, And Joseph Palmer picks up his 5th wicket and a remarkable spell of bowling. And the captain of the Jamaica defense team, I'm sure, if he heard what I said earlier, he would have pointed up here to the media box to remind me that that's the reason why he's the captain and I'm the man with the mic in my hand. I just said it. I don't think that the man at long off was necessary. I thought that the man at mid off would have been a better choice. But he proved to me that he's the better thinker. That ball was hit down the throat of the man at long off. If he was at mid off, the ball would have gone over his head. So kudos to you, Captain Damian Gray.